Rogers, Man Cave News. As you can see behind me, there won't be no crack of dawn for South Hadley anymore. As you can see, the building's a total loss. This fire happened last night and continually burned into the early mornings of today. This is a sorry day for the town of South Hadley, as this restaurant was a very popular one. People from all around came and visited. This is Kenny Rogers, Man Cave News, out. The Crack of Dawn restaurant in South Hadley, Mass is burning now. This whole corner block is going up into flames and smoke. It's Kenny Rogers, Man Cave News, reporting from South Hadley.
South Hadley's District 1 Fire Chief said Tuesday that the cause of a Monday night fire that destroyed a building at 24 Bridge Street was a result of accidental ignition from a plumber's torch. The fire chief said some licensed plumbers were doing work on some pipes during the day, and heat from their torch apparently started a fire. He said it smoldered for hours before spreading into the ceiling and igniting the blaze that consumed the building. You can see the firefighters breaking the windows with their axes. It's a very smoky fire as the smoke pours out of the windows. Here comes a couple more firefighters, all dressed up in gear with oxygen tanks and axes. A lot of oxygen tanks were used because the amount of smoke that was caused by this fire. The fire chief said the plumbers finished working between 5 and 5:30 p.m., but the fire was not reported until 8 p.m. This is a view from the police station's parking lot. Here's a close-up view of the firefighters battling the blaze with multiple fire hoses. I just couldn't get all angles of the fire because the police were pretty heavily fortified on the other side and limiting pedestrians to get to the front. I'm not sure quite who this guy was that was standing close to the fire without any safety fire equipment on. He might have been someone who owned the building or whatever, but he definitely didn't have any fire equipment, yellow holding on or anything that signified that he was with the town. Just someone in if he was the building's owner. As you can see, as we're panning to the left here, multiple fire trucks. They also had the aerial ladder that helped out fighting the fire on top. Initially, firefighters fought the fire from inside the building as well as on the roof. However, the flames quickly got out of control and the situation became too dangerous. Firefighters then fought the battle from outside, directing hoses on the front and rear of the building as well as the roof. Both South Hadley Fire District number 1 and number 2 responded. Holyoke's Fire Department responded via mutual aid for station cover. As you see, a bunch of safety personnel couldn't watch the fire just they were needed, and a crowd of pedestrian folks from the neighborhood gathered in front of the Liquor Town package store to watch the fire. This is a very smoky fire. As you see, firefighters are still trying to put it out. They got hoses fighting it from 2 or 3 different angles. This is a view of the fire truck, one of the fire trucks being used, and the multiple hoses that are being coming from it. Here's a view from the southern side of the bridge. You can see the whole downtown is covered with smoke.
The restaurant's still going up. Crack of dawn's burning pretty good. Smoke's getting thick. It's a stubborn fire.
This is a view of looking toward Town Hall in the park. This is a view of people getting all smoked out and running away. This is towards the Channel 22 crew that were positioned on the corner of Bridge and Main Street. There's a couple girls running away because of the heavy smoke. The smoke did into guys, and it did bother some people after a while. Okay, I'm standing in the Getty parking lot now where some spectators are watching the fire, or the smoke fire anyway. Here's a view across the street from the Getty gas station. As you can see, the station was still open for buying stuff, but I don't think it was open for gas. Anyway, I didn't see anybody pumping gas in that gas. This is a view from the South Hadley side of the bridge. And to my left right now, you can see that the road is slushy and icy. It was a very cold night that night. And it was very, very cold just filming. So I can imagine what the firefighter. It didn't take long for the state fire marshal to determine the accident was the cause of plumber's torch. According to the fire chief, the building was being renovated. The building also had a drop ceiling. A plumber was working in a former Domino's Pizza one-story brick building, torched the pipe. The building, which was being renovated, like I said, had a drop ceiling. An ember from the torch must have taken off and got into the ceiling. Kind of big stick to retrieve something in the smoke. You can't see him right now, he disappeared, but he's grabbing something with the paw. It's something, a bag or something. Maybe it was one of the fireman's bag that he had left behind. Maybe a first aid bag or something like that. As you can see, the smoke was intensifying. Flames were getting bigger as the night wore on. This is a very stubborn fire as it got into the ceiling, which made the put it out in the water. As you can see the smoke coming from into the building. I'd just like, again, to thank the South Hadley Police Department for controlling the crowd, and also Chicopee Fire Department for helping out and keeping this fire from spreading from the building. As this fire was maintained within the structure of this building. It did not affect any local businesses or local buildings nearby, as there was an empty lot on the right side of the building, right next to Socks, the new open bar that just opened up in South Hadley. As you can see here, more firefighters are spraying water directly into the Crack of Dawn restaurant. As you can see the sign overnight over the window saying Crack of Dawn restaurant, breakfast and thing. I see two firefighters pour water in the Crack of Dawn restaurant. There won't be no breakfast in South Hadley Falls. Just have this restaurant for a while. Hopefully to be able to get this restaurant back up and going. And the one next door that was being renovated for a pizza shop, hopefully that'll be back up and running shortly too. Or maybe a new building will go in place. Maybe even for the town, you know. But it's a sad day when this restaurant, which is loved by a lot of people, and they said they had great food there, is actually going to be done. It would be a bad day. Get to watch Man Cave News. As you can see, the smoke is still billowing from the building. There are multiple firefighters fighting this stubborn blaze. As you can see the breath of the firefighters coming out of their mouths, you can tell it's a very cold night. With a lot of teamwork and cooperation, South Hadley firefighters did a really great job in containing this fire to that single building on the corner of Bridge and Main Street. There's an aerial shot of the firefighters with two hoses up there shooting water down onto the building and being directed by someone on the ground. There's a firefighter comforting another firefighter, maybe asking him if he needs a break or something or needs some water. One thing about firefighters, they always practice teamwork. 2003 in the United States, there were approximately 800,000 volunteer firefighters and 300,000 paid firefighters. The 2 million fire calls that American fire departments respond to each year represent the highest figures in the industrial world. No one was reported injured in this fire that happened on a cold, wintry night in the end of January. Kenny Rogers, Man Cave News. According to FEMA, at 40%, cooking is the leading cause of residential structure fires. Heating causes another 14%. These percentages, and those that follow, are adjusted which proportionally spreads the unknown causes for the other 15%. Two leading causes of residential fatal fires are smoking at 18%, and other unintentional or careless accidents
at 14%. The leading cause of residential fires that result in injuries is cooking at 26%, followed by unintentional or careless acts, 11%, and open flame, also 11%. Cooking is, by far, the leading cause of fires, with property loss at 20%.
Kenny Rogers, Man Cave News. Looking at the Crack of Dawn restaurant fire that happened the other night. This is a view from the bridge. Here you got some firemen gathering some empty oxygen tanks that were used during the course of the night to fight this stubborn and smoky fire. But once again, thank South Valley Fire Department, South Valley Police Department, and all the other town employees who came down and helped fight this stubborn and smoky fire. This is Kenny Rogers, Man Cave News out.
But the dude what you're talking about is that used to be what? Dollar. Yeah.